Today, we will be creating a TensorFlow AI model using MatDeck's TensorFlow AI bench. And all of this is going to be done without a single line of code and only a few buttons, clicks, and maybe typing a word or two. To open the TensorFlow AI bench, we'll need to head over to the toolbox ribbon. And as you can see, here is the TensorFlow AI bench. However, if you cannot find it here, you can add it by clicking Manage Buttons and then checking it here, like this. Once you click OK, the TensorFlow AI bench will appear here. When you click the button, it will allow you to choose between a 1-layer model, a 3-layer model, and a 5-layer model. In this example, we'll only be using a 1-layer model, as the dataset we are working with is not quite as complex and only has a few columns. Now, once I click 1-layer model, the TensorFlow AI form will appear. Now, all we need to do to create a TensorFlow AI model is choose which data file we will be using to train our model on, whether to encode the data. This is only done if the data contains lots of strings. A data scaling method to normalize the data, this is optional. And now the two most important things is which columns we will be removing to train the data. This is also what our X component will be, and also which data columns are going to be our Y component. And furthermore, in the selection area, we can either choose a specific number of rows which we have from our data, or if we leave it as 0 and 0, it will just use all the data that we have in the CSV file. Now that I've configured the form, all I need to do is click the Generate button. Once I do this, the form will be disabled while it generates the form. Now that we have generated the AI model, we can predict data with it using the prediction area. Here we can choose whether we use the same data file as we trained it on, the same data scaling, and also the same model. If we choose not to do any of these things, we can change the items below. As you can see, file location, what type of file, where our data starts, our data scaling method, as well as the model location. However, what we can also do is import a variable from the script. To do this, all we need to do is click the import variable checkbox, and we'll also need to define a variable in which we would like to import the data from in the document or script. To define a variable, we'll first need to write tg underscore underneath it. For example, here we have tg underscore data, and as you can see, we have a 5x8 matrix which holds this data. This can be done in the canvas like so, or it can also be done via code, text code in the document, as well as Python code. It can also be done in a Python script and also the MatDeck script. Now that we have added it, all we need to do for the form to see it is click the refresh button. And as you can see, we have the tj data variable here. Now, all we need to do is click the predict button, and it is automatically done its prediction. Now what we can actually do is insert this prediction as data and as a variable itself into the document, MatDeck script, or Python script, and further manipulate and use this info. Now for this demonstration, I'll be inserting the variable as text code. So all I need to do is click on the document and click text code, and then go back. And once I'm back to the form, all I need to do is click insert, and as we can see, our first prediction is inside the document, and these are the exact values which we have obtained from using tg data. And as you can see, we have one prediction for each row of the matrices. Now with this data in MatDeck, we can do all sorts of things. We can easily plot it using the 2D graph toolbox, we can send it to an IP address, or we could send it to a number of devices. Now that we have it in the document, the possibility is endless, and just as before, this can also be done straight in Python